Welcome everybody, welcome to TechGrowthStocks channel. My goal on this channel is to bring you the best performing tech growth and momentum stocks that make us the most money. So that is why I'm here for you, and specifically today I will bring you the top IPO Tech Growth Stocks. In the first part of this video, I will talk about the performance of my top IPO Tech Growth Stocks, of my picks from from October, until today. And in the second part, I will give you the newest selections of the top IPO Tech Growth Stocks. So everybody be excited with me, have a look at these stocks, and yeah. And guys and girls, please be advised, this video does not constitute financial advice. This video is for entertainment purposes only. So please consider that. Okay, so let's start right off with the performance review of the top IPO Tech Growth Stock selections as of 18th of October. So below you can see the performance of these of the last top IPO Tech Growth Stocks picks, and you can see the performance from 18th of October, where I released the video, until the 7th of November. And the first stock is Zoom Video Communications, had a negative performance of -12%. Snap had a positive performance of +58%. It had a strong earnings breakout, and I'm very satisfied with the performance in such a short time period, just 3 weeks and +58%. The number 3 was Spotify. Spot had a positive performance of 5.8%. Uber had also very strong performance and an earnings breakout of +31%. Slack Technologies, the performance was sluggish with -16%. And Ardian, the performance was -1.4%. If you calculate the average of this performance, or which would be an equivalent to an equal weighted portfolio, you would have a portfolio performance of 11%, which is quite strong. If you compare it to the Nasdaq performance, to the Nasdaq 100 performance, which was in the same time period 0.5%, this would leave you with an active outperformance of 10.5% in just nearly not full 3 weeks. So these were nearly 3 weeks, and you already had like a 10% outperformance over the Nasdaq, which is so strong. So these selections were good, but this won't be all the time going forward, I think, because there are also some times where the overall market is going down, and then you would have losses with that. So please consider that. Okay, but we can say the performance was strong. The selections were the selections were good, and so we are excited going forward with how the stocks will play out. Okay, so now start with this. Now we come to the second part. Now I want to show you the new selections of the top IPO Tech Growth Stocks for November. So let's start right off with the first stock, and it is ZM, Zoom Video Communications. So this has been a holding, or has been a top IPO stock also for October, and because it's a very strong stock. Here we can see the chart. It built its IPO base, and this year around March it broke out of that IPO base and it formed a very strong uptrend. In the shorter term chart we see a strong uptrend, and recently since 19th of October we have been consolidating a little bit. One note, guys and girls, Zoom Video Communications is also a holding in my Nasdaq Momentum Stocks strategy, which had an excellent performance this week. Yeah, the Nasdaq increased 9%, and this strategy increased, I think, 12 to 13%. So it had also a strong outperformance over the Nasdaq 100. Yeah, so please have a look at that video as well if you are interested, or in the playlist. It's called Momentum Masters playlist. Yeah, there you will find that video with these stocks, and soon I will make an update with the performances of that strategy as well, of that Nasdaq momentum strategy. I will make an update soon. So, okay, Zoom Video Communications. Here we saw a bounce of the 50-day moving average. Yeah, this I thought maybe this could happen, which is quite favorable at the moment. Yeah, Zoom Video Communications has excellent growth characteristics. A super strong EPS growth of nearly 1,800%. A strong sales growth of 262%. And a very strong relative strength rating of 99. So it's definitely a top IPO Tech Growth stock and a top communication services stock. And still, yeah. Okay, so that was it for Zoom Video Communications. Let's have a look at the next top IPO stock. Have a look at the next stock. Yeah, the next stock is Moderna. mRNA. Yeah, here you can see Moderna was an IPO in December 2018. After its IPO, it had a sideways movement and built an IPO base. And this year, around March, we broke out of that IPO base from the nice uptrend, and now we are building a base, and soon we could break out from that base. This would be nice. Yeah, here we are tightening. Here it looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice. If we could, I think soon we could break out here, which would be an excellent sign for Moderna. Yeah, Moderna's growth characteristics are the EPS growth is minus 18%, not that strong, but the sales growth is super strong with 180%, and the relative strength rating is also very strong with 97, and it's in a hot sector. It's in the biotech sector, so it's also I think it's a good IPO Tech Growth stock. And by the way, yeah, this as well, like Zoom Video Communication, Moderna is also a key holding in the Nasdaq Momentum Stock strategy, where I made some videos about that. Yeah. Okay, everybody. So that was it for Moderna. Let's have a look at the next top IPO Tech Growth stock for November, and it is Docusign. Yeah, here you can see the longer term chart of Docusign. Docusign was an IPO in April 2018. Yeah, here it had his IPO base, and it broke out around in September 2019. It broke out of the IPO base and formed a nice uptrend, a strong uptrend. And here in the short-term chart, we see that strong uptrend, and then we see since July we have been building a sideways base with an exhaustion gap. And this week it broke out. It broke out or had a strong move off the lows, and yeah, it looks like soon there could be an attractive entry point for Docusign. Yeah, Docusign's EPS growth is minus 7%, not that strong, but it has a super strong sales growth of 42%, or a strong sales growth of 42%, and a strong relative strength rating of 96. And it's in a hot sector in the tech software sector. So it's definitely also a top IPO tech growth stock for November. Okay, so that was it for Doku. Let's have a look at the next stock, and it is PDD, Pinduoduo. Yeah, Pinduoduo. Here we can see it was an IPO in 2019. Here it had and it broke out of its IPO base, let's say August 2019, and it formed a nice uptrend. And recently, yeah, we had here forming a base, and we broke out of that base just this week, yeah, strongly. Yeah, and Yeah, Pinduoduo has excellent growth characteristics. Strong EPS growth of 47%, a strong sales growth of 52%, and a good relative strength rating of 94. So it's definitely also a top IPO Tech Growth stock for November. Okay, so let's have a look at the next stock, and it is PTON, Peloton Interactive. Yeah, it has a nice chart, I think. Yeah, here we can see Peloton had its IPO in September 2019 and formed a nice IPO base. And in May this year, it broke out of the IPO base and formed a strong uptrend. The short-term chart, we see that strong uptrend. Here we had a strong up move, and then we started a consolidation around 16th of October. And yeah, now we have this week we came off the lows with a strong move for Peloton. Yeah. Peloton's growth characteristics are excellent. It has a super strong EPS growth of over 2,400%, a super strong sales growth of nearly 120%, and a super strong relative strength rating of 98. So it's definitely a top IPO tech growth stock. Okay, let's have a look at the next stock, and it is Uber. So this was in the top IPO tech growth stock strategy before, and it's still in that strategy. So so it's still a good selection for an IPO stock. Yeah, here we can see the longer term chart of Uber. It had its IPO in May 2019 and still forming its IPO base, but now it looks like it wants to break out of that base. Yeah. Okay. This week, after earnings, it broke out strongly on November 4, and yeah, that's why we are also up strongly in this stock with as you saw in the performance review. Yeah, Uber's growth characteristics. The EPS growth is strong with 52%. The sales growth is a little bit sluggish, -7%, but the relative strength rating is not that good, 63. But I think it's still a strong stock, strong IPO stock, because Uber's network effect. It's so, I mean, it's a dominating player in the transportation and software sector. So I think Uber will have its run going forward at some point. Okay, so that was it for Uber. Let's have a look at the next top IPO stock, and it is SNAP. So this was a top selection in October as well. And yeah, here we can see the longer term chart of Snap. Snap has been an IPO in March 2000, or in February 2017. After its IPO, it moved into a downtrend until and it made its low in around December 2018, and this was a turning point for Snap, and it moved into a nice uptrend after this after December 2018. And here we can see as well this year we had a strong down move, and we made the low in with many other stocks in March and came off the lows and formed a nice uptrend. The short-term chart, we see that uptrend, and specifically we broke out after post the earnings on 21 of October, which had a very strong move, and now we are building a high handle, and and on Friday we broke out of that high handle. Yeah, Snap's growth characteristics, the EPS growth is 4%. Yeah, not so strong. The sales growth is strong with 35%, and the relative strength rating is also very strong with 96. So Snap is definitely also a top IPO tech growth stock. Okay, so that was it for Snap. Let's have a look at the last top IPO Tech Growth Stock, and it is SPOT, Spotify Technology. Yeah, here you can see the longer term chart of Spotify. Spotify had its IPO in April 2018. After its IPO, yeah, it moved here. Here it had a down move and a sideways movement. And this year, around, let's say around May this year, we could break out from this bottom here and form a nice uptrend. And now we are building a base. Since around June, we are building a sideways base. And yeah, this week with the post-election move, we came of the lows of that bottom. We came off these lows and had a nice up move in the base. Yeah, Spotify's growth characteristics are excellent. A super strong EPS growth of 124%, a strong sales growth of 17%, and a strong relative strength rating of 91. So it's definitely a top IPO Tech Growth Stock and also a top communication services stock. Okay, everybody, so these were the top IPO Tech Growth Stocks for November. I think these are the best IPO stocks, and I think these stocks could have very, very strong runs going forward. So have a look at these stocks, do your research, maybe there is some fit for you. And if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up. This would help me very much. And also please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you do not miss any videos going forward, because I make many videos and I think there could be many interesting stocks for you, and which could have very strong performances. And yeah, I have also, please have a look at my other videos. I have the Momentum Master Series. Today I told you, yeah, I have the Nasdaq Momentum stocks, which have been very strong. And also I have another video about Internet Momentum stocks. This is a very hot sector as well. And then I have a video about tech software momentum stocks, a very hot sector as well. And then I have a video also about tech semiconductor momentum stocks. These has been a hot sector for quite some years now as well. Okay, I think now you know. Yeah, so have a look at all these videos, or you can look as well at my best long-term tech growth stock strategy, which is a longer-term strategy, which has very good stock holdings, and some of these stocks I talked today are in that strategy as well. Have a look at this strategy if you are interested, and thank you for watching this video, everybody, and take care and see you soon.